Alfredo must go! Alfredo must go!
Protesters pounce on a local politician over his Facebook posts attacking Muslims and minorities. His colleagues say they are powerless to stop it. And he says the Constitution is on his side. Time to let it rip on the panel tonight. Miriam Ufel, 2006 graduate of Roseville High School in Wayne State, soon to get her MBA from Walsh College. Along with Dawood Wallet, a Navy veteran, executive director of the Michigan chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Theron X, ultra-conservative weekday host of 1600 AM Wham Radio, a man who calls himself the defender of American culture. But once you get tired of Theron, you can switch the dial to Karen Dumas, the consultant and media mogul, who has her own show weekdays on 9 AM. And of course, you can find anchor reporter Charlie Langton here at Fox 2 almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He never stops working. All right, let's get right to these postings. And Miriam, I know that you have seen some of what Alfredo Francesconi has written. He's the vice president of the Roseville School Board. Some of his recent postings include these words, quote, "No, I'm not going to kill the gays, make slavery legal, and take away women's rights. I am not a Muslim."
Right.
When you read that, what went through your mind?
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I'm a graduate of Roseville schools, and I'm a Muslim. I have cousins who are still within the school district who are Muslim, and to be the vice president of the school board and make these type of outlandish statements and share these type of posts from, illegitimate sources. It's what type of message is he sending? What type of, what is he trying to say about the city of Roseville? This is not the Roseville that I remember.
Well, you did protest this week, and you tried to get him to either resign or to be dismissed, but it didn't work. No,
it didn't. And it's unfortunate, but my efforts aren't over. The fact that the board hides behind the fact that they don't have any sort of code of ethics or code of conduct to force him out, and that they hide behind the fact that he's an elected official, just because he has the ability and he has the free speech doesn't make it morally correct for him to do this. He has young children that are looking up to him. He was on the stage when he handed me my diploma. I am a Muslim. He is constantly on the stage when he is handing out awards throughout the Roseville Community School District. He is sending a message to the kids within the school that this is okay, and it's not okay.
And well, this is not the first time. This guy has written stuff like this and posted stuff like this before.
Well, he either has a profound lack of judgment or he's a bigot. In 2013, he pulled a post after apologizing, claiming it was a mistake, where he showed the Confederate flag and making statements towards Muslims. Then he made a juvenile one that he shared in 2015, talking about Muslims and having sex with animals, so-called Islamic goat herders. Then that was taken down. Supposedly that wasn't offensive. Now he's doing this. So this man has positional power, and no one is against his freedom of speech, First Amendment rights. But at the same time, he has a position in school. He is a leader in the community, right? So then, like, what type of message does this send? Was this then okay for teachers? Or what about if students begin to post this stuff outside of school hours and tag on Muslim students or black students? He also made some anti-black ones too, relating to Black Lives Matter. So this is the fundamental problem. It's not about what he can say, it's what he should say. Being a role model in a school district, is this the type of behavior that we want pattern, this crude, irresponsible, uncivilized behavior?
Theron, I'm not so sure it's different from what you say on your radio show every day, but shouldn't public officials be held to a higher standard?
He's poking me, man. He's poking me. Now, let's go back before we get too far off. The statement you just read, what that man was referencing, whether you like it or not, is what it's like in about 99.9% straight up Islamic-dominated countries where they have Sharia. And you can snicker, you can laugh, but it's true. If you go to Egypt, you go to Pakistan.
Pakistan's had a female president, by the way. We haven't had one yet.
You can be enslaved. You can be, if you're gay, you be hung or thrown off of a building. You don't make lies about it. So this is Islam 101/Sharia. But he's saying it in the context in the United States. So I can understand what would be offensive, because most people in this country have not dug deep in, take the deep dive into Sharia. They don't even know what Islamic law is about.
But you're sitting with Muslims on the panel right now.
Yes,
a veteran, a graduate.
They are no,
America.
they are not symbols of
exactly. This is America.
His statement is straight up accurate if you're in Egypt, if you're in Sudan.
But he's not.
That's not true.
He's the vice president of Roseville.
You haven't even been there. I've been there.
Makes excuses for it right and left.
But Karen, let me bring you in here, because you have to wonder, though. This guy, Francesconi, has been on the 25+ years.
Vote him out.
And frankly, you have to wonder if he is not a reflection of the people of Roseville, of the people who voted for him.
Unless he's suffering from an early form of dementia. You know, maybe something's wrong with him at this point, but he is a representative of all the students, and I think that that is a disgrace. I think it's offensive, and I don't think he belongs in that position. I mean, not only children, but representative of a community that is certainly more diverse than reflected in his attitude. I respect your free speech
right to say that.
I'm sorry?
I respect your free speech right to say that, and his to say what he said. It's free speech.
But using the term vote him out is not accurate. What about all the minors who are in the school district who cannot vote him out, who simply have to just stand by and watch this in the news about their school district and their vice president?
And let me remind you that when President Obama, the issue with the police officer, and they had the beer summit, and you were critical of him and said, oh, you know, he's the president of all people. Isn't this gentleman, for lack of a better term, representative of all students? So does that make you a hypocrite?
Obama was so wrong on
bigot?
That.
Okay, but
that was a straight-up dog whistle. Say that white police are racist for doing their job.
And he didn't say that, and we're not going into that. We're not going into that issue right now. But
isn't there a time and a place for everything, though? I mean, I don't know. If you're the head of the school board, I think you are held to a higher standard. I think
Absolutely.
that when you are elected by the people, you are held to a simply higher standard. If you're going to put those on your own personal Facebook, he can do it.
The man's
but again, it's the credibility that he has to hold to.
But see, that's the main problem. Yes, there are laws against public officials taking bribes, stealing money, but there is no law against a public official posting something inflammatory or insulting, racist, xenophobic
that's what
on his personal Facebook page.
And that's what the voters have to decide. If they want him, they want him. Maybe he's a great representative of the school district. I don't know. And maybe he's got this personal other side of him. I don't know about this.
Absolutely not. As a graduate of the school district, I can tell he's not speaking for the school district.
That's what they put it in place for.
But as of tonight, his Facebook is not accessible to the public. I mean, maybe it should be a private.
It took him about 2 weeks, though. He had no remorse up until last night. It's absolutely unfortunate.
And the school board, though, seems to be unwilling to even address this issue. They didn't discuss it at all.
The man is crude. Publicly. If he's guilty of anything, he's 100% crude.
But shouldn't the other school board members, and we've tried to reach them too, of course we've called Alfredo and we've called every member of the board, they didn't even want to discuss it.
They're avoiding the topic.
Is that cowardice too? To not even bring it up?
Well, maybe they're embarrassed too. They may be embarrassed.
But then shouldn't they say that?
They're avoiding the topic at all costs. I've tried to reach out to them directly myself. They have no response. They're not even publicly acknowledging the fact that what he's doing is wrong. They're not even apologizing on his behalf. They have no remorse, and it's absolutely upsetting.
They took the easy way out, but just very simply, there may be a good thing in this, is that all of this type of social media posting that people feel so emboldened, we really can see people for who they are. So if the people of Roseville are not racist, they're not bigots, they're not xenophobes, they see who this guy is, and they should vote his butt out.
Most of you can't see because they're in their